Hello class, I wanted to do a little video of um, kind of a shortened version of what we did in class on Tuesday afternoon. So first of all, I posted an announcement yesterday, which you probably saw, that we're starting Module 4 this week. It's the research paper. So I wanted to go over a few quick things with you. So if we click on Module 4 on our tab, you'll see that I have set up just pretty similarly to the rhetorical analysis essay. Here's our assignment sheet, and here's a link to your handbook on writing reports, and I'll explain about that in terms of our research paper. Here's a link to the APA guidelines. This paper is going to be formatted in APA. And then each of our week's folders, so this week, next week, and then of course we have spring break starting April 11th, and then the week of the 19th when we come back after spring break. And your final research paper is due on, it's a Monday, April 25th, of course, with the corresponding cover letter, reflective cover letter. So let me go ahead and do a quick cover of what we have in these folders. So for this week, you have a few assignments. I want you to review your assignment sheet, and part of that is going to be revisiting your proposal memo and your working thesis statement and your annotated bibliography. So what you're doing with this research paper is it's not an argument or persuasive paper, it's an analysis expository essay. So let me go ahead right now and go over really quickly the PowerPoint, which covers all the basics from the assignment sheet. I want you to read the assignment sheet, but I've put a PowerPoint together which covers all of the basic requirements. So if we get that up, and let me go ahead and start that from the beginning. So again, Module 4, it's worth 25% of your final grade. So this is a pretty heavy project. Keep that in mind. Due date, as I said, April 25th. The length of the paper is about 5 to 6 pages long, not including the title page and the reference page. It's APA format, 7th edition. Again, you will have a title page. You have to use headings, and we'll get into that. Looking at sample papers, I have 4 sample student papers for you to reference, and then of course your reference page. So you're going to need at least 5 sources total. These are the sources that are from your annotated bibliography, assuming that you still find them useful. You may need to get extra sources. You may need to swap some out. So that's you'll have to do that. Make your judgment as you go along. 3 of them need to be scholarly articles. 2 can be from other types of sources like newspapers and all, but must be credible. So let's go ahead and look at the main tasks. The first thing is this week, you're going to rework your thesis statement. What you're going to end up doing is write a thesis statement that's appropriate for an informative analytical research paper rather than a persuasive paper. So we worked on that in class on Tuesday, yesterday, for the people who were there, and so I'm going to go over that in a second video. I'll make a second video covering that kind of information. So then again, you're going to review your 5 sources from your annotated bibliography, your outline. You'll write an outline for this research paper, then your rough draft, then of course you'll do your peer review, and then finally your final draft, and then I should have put it up here, but your reflective cover letter. So if we look at due dates, kind of your big due dates, your revised thesis statement and reference list is due this Sunday. Your outline is due on Friday, April 8th, right before spring break starts. Then you're going to need to work on your rough draft over spring break. Your rough draft will be due at the end of the week that you come back after spring break on the Thursday, April 21st, for peer review. And then on Monday, April 25th, your paper is due. So, quick overview. This assignment's going to require you to choose a controversial topic, which you've already done, preferably within your field of study, and research all the perspectives on that topic. So you've already picked your topic. You already have your ideas. So now you're going to compose an informative essay incorporating that scholarly research that you found, presenting at least two of the viewpoints, two of the sides of that controversial topic in an unbiased way. You're not going to take sides. You're not going to try to persuade the reader of one side or the other. You're simply going to show the reader that there are multiple perspectives, and you're going to treat each perspective objectively. And the purpose of this is so that you can demonstrate that you have an in-depth grasp of your subject. By this time, you should feel pretty comfortable in your subject. You've written your proposal memo. You've done an annotated bibliography. You've done a rhetorical analysis over one of the essays. So now you're going to have, you're going to take the time to educate yourself on the various perspectives of this controversial topic. Find out what controversy within that topic you want to focus on and say, what are the sides? What are the pros and the cons? And so, again, helping you for this, you'll, again, learn to use your credible sources to understand your issue, to analyze that information, and you're going to learn how to compose an essay in APA format. So let me go ahead and click out of this. So we're back to the calendar of this week. So you are going to spend some time. Your homework was to read this quote sandwich handout, and this handout, you'll find it under your readings. This handout is going to give you some directions on how to integrate quotes in your paper. You're going to spend a lot of time using material that's not yours, quoted, summarized, paraphrased material. And part of this assignment is to learn how to incorporate that into your essay, your writing. So this handout, when you read this quote sandwich handout, is going to teach you about the signal phrases that introduces the quote, using the quote, and then explaining why you use the quote. So if you read that, you can, it'll give you some instructions because we do have a discussion board exercise for you to do. If you click on discussion board, this quote sandwich discussion board is due. Your post is due. I'm actually going to change this due date, make it due April 1st rather than March 31st. I'm going to do that. So you'll want to read through these instructions, get your post up by April 1st and your response by April 3rd. And that's just some practice on learning to use signal phrases to introduce your quote, and then quote your material, and then explain what was significant about that quoted material. The next big thing that you need to do this week is read your Little Seagull textbook. I have the links. And then I want you to read the sample essay 1 for class on Thursday. Watch the analytical and expository thesis statement video. We're working on our thesis statements this week. And then that is what we're going to work on Thursday, is going over and picking apart that student sample research paper, discussing the Little Seagull readings, and going over thesis statements again in class. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video now, and I'm going to do a second video for you to watch on the overview of the analytical essay and writing a thesis statement for that style essay.